Hello, everyone. Let's start with a revelation. None of you are just human. Instead, all of you are a human and trillions of microbes that live on and inside of you. These microbes are known as your microbiome. The majority of your microbiome lives within the gut, and it consists of gut bacteria, and their numbers are so vast. If you were to count them up, you have as many gut bacteria in you as there are stars in the Milky Way. As we think about ourselves actually as an ecosystem, which is hard to do, I like to think about that through one we're all familiar with, a garden. So think of your gut microbiome like a garden where the plants are the microbes and the food you eat are the fertilizer. And we've come to appreciate that you can have a healthy microbiome that's reflected by diversity and cooperation. But like a garden in your backyard, it can also be destroyed through things like poor diet, antibiotics, and infection. And what's very relevant is we've come to appreciate the health of our microbiome is tied to our health as well. This includes in areas of infectious disease as well as cancer, and importantly for this audience, brain health. The idea that microbes in the gut can influence the brain via the gut-brain axis, which has implications in areas like depression. And I want to just give you a few fun facts that you can talk about perhaps later at dinner. And so yes, there is strong evidence that microbes in the gut may be involved. So one line of evidence is around 75% of people with depression have gut issues. In addition to that, we as a society take microbiome modulators all the time, antibiotics, unfortunately, like Skittles, but also we eat food. A poor diet, as well as antibiotic use, is associated with an increased risk of depression. In addition to that, a little bit more on the crazy side, is you can take microbes from people with clinical depression, transfer those microbes to animals, and transfer depressive-like behavior, suggesting an element of causality. And this is a really exciting field of science, and really what it provides is hope. What if we could potentially fix our microbial ecosystem and help patients in desperate need in areas like mental health? And to do that, there's really two things that we need. The first is we need knowledge. We need an understanding of which bacteria are good or bad, as well as what they're doing that interfaces with our biology. The second is you actually need tools to change your microbiome, and this is where we just dramatically fall short. So what we know today, using sequencing technology, is there's somewhere around 5,000 species of gut bacteria that collectively exist within humans. Every person has a couple hundred. Of those 5,000, scientists have only cultured about 1,000. And it gets really bad if you're interested in trying to repopulate your microbiome. You can only buy about 30 of them. So many of those things that you see are actually the same stuff, just different marketing. And so we clearly need to solve this problem. It's like having a garden in your backyard that burns down and living in a world without greenhouses. You can't actually fix it. And this is exactly what Holobiome seeks to solve. So we have a few components of what we do. And this is where it gets maybe a little strange for the audience. So the first is we get samples from people. So most people don't like it when poop shows up on your doorstep. We do, and we even pay $50 for it. And the reason we do this is because we want to actually access humanity's microbes. We then use decades of experience in growing bacteria, and today we have one of the largest collections in the world of human gut bacteria. And our real goal with this is to find the best microbes that live within people and give them back to society. What's also extremely important is when you have the microbiome, when you can actually access it, you can ask questions about it. And we do target-directed screening to figure out what bacteria are doing and what components of human biology they interface with, which could matter for the patient. But all of this generates knowledge, which of course we use AI and different tools to look at. But the real goal of knowledge is to make the tools. And in our case, the tools are bacteria that can be swallowed like a probiotic, as well as food that can feed these microbes in beneficial ways, with the end goal of improving health. And it's not all conjecture. We actually do this. We have some exciting programs, and I won't show too much data today, but our lead program's in depression. We have a human-derived gut bacteria that, when delivered orally to animal models of depression, has efficacy comparable to the drug ketamine. We also have collaborations with a major pharma partner in the pain space and a major food player in the stress space. But what we really dream about is a future where the health of us also includes our microbial counterpart. And what I get extremely excited about this is very new. We're just starting to appreciate this. And if we can understand the microbiome, there may be stories like here, where rather than treating a disease, we may be able to cure it. And I take inspiration in stories like with goiters, where goiters once was a disease till we discovered it was a deficiency in iodine. We put that iodine in our salt and now goiters is gone. Wouldn't that be beautiful if we could do something similar with our microbial garden as well? And we're working on it. Thank you.